Hey, you know me. If I don't have something good to say, I don't say nothing at all, right? Well, except for today. Let's talk about California. Hey, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave, and today I want to talk about some of the things I've seen in the news about going on in California. It's not all bad. You know, there's some good stuff going on there. Well, let's just check it out. Oh, there's our website, treasurevalleydave.com. That'd be a good place for you guys to check out. If you're thinking about Idaho, I told you, I promise you there's some good stuff going on here. So 3 cities near Sacramento were named top places for retirement. Well, apparently Acampo's got a little flooding issue going on. I'll bet my buddy Doug knows exactly where that's at. So what did they say in this report? That there's a lot of places in California that are great for retirees. And guess what? Made one of the top of the list, Vacaville. Woohoo! Wow, that's where I would live for a long, long time. Vacaville. Got a lot of friends still there. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Anyway, so Vacaville, 35 miles west of Sacramento, named the most affordable California city for retirement. They said a 1-bedroom apartment coming in at $1,472 a month. Well, isn't that special? I wonder if that's one of those apartments where they had the homicide at just recently. Maybe. I guess there's probably a vacancy now. Cities in Northern California that were deemed affordable for retirees. Citrus Heights. I used to live very near there. It's all right, I guess. North Highlands is where I lived. We'll talk about Fairfield. Roseville's pretty nice. There's no doubt about that. And Folsom. If I had to live someplace, it'd probably be Folsom. Fairfield. Oh my gosh. Well, let's move on down here. The average resident in Vacaville paid $445 a month on groceries and on health care. They do have a Winco there, so I'm thinking they could probably get a little bit cheaper if they shopped around a little bit. Citrus Heights, number 2, 1-bedroom apartment coming at $1,524 a month. And, well, just keep that number in mind. There's Fairfield. Let's move on down to Roseville, $1,654. And here's where it is. Folsom, 1-bedroom apartment, $1,731. If I was looking at someplace, a choice between, say, Fairfield and Citrus Heights and Folsom, I'd come up with the extra money, everything else being equal. Fairfield, oh my gosh, rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,575, and it's close to several wineries, breweries, and golf courses. It's also close to Allen Witt Park. Oh my gosh. And Linear Park. Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are places that, let's just say if you like going out for a quick run, that might be a good place to go because you will be highly motivated. Anyway, so what else is going on? This isn't just California in particular, but I did just read this. The Wall Street has purchased hundreds of thousands of single-family homes since the Great Recession, and here's what that means for rental prices, which of course is going to have a lot of impact on California too, as across the country. The key points from this article is that corporations, such as like Blackstone, have bought tens of thousands of homes across the U.S. Prices for these detached homes have increased faster in the Sun Belt. California is pretty sunny, right? Institutional investors do not yet control a large market share in housing, but analysts writing at MetLife Investment Management, those are people that should probably know what's going on, right? Not just some real estate agent just pulling stuff out of his hat. They said that they could. In fact, right here it says that these institutional investors could control 40% of the U.S. single-family residential retail homes by 2030. So that's just 7 years from now that Wall Street can control 40% of the rental homes out there. 40%. What do you think that's going to do? Obviously, it's going to give them control. And what is Wall Street about? They're about profit. You remember Gordon Gekko, Wall Street? Greed is good. Well, there you go. They're all about getting that return for their investors. They don't care about anything other than that, except for this new ESG stuff where, they get so many social credits for doing whatever the government / lobbyists say that they should be doing. So it's not always profit, but whatever it is, it's not going to be good for California. Speaking of some social things going on, I did see California has plans for reparations. They've had a couple different panels impaneled to study this. And there'll be a wealth tax that would redistribute funds. That means from people who have some money to people who, well, it doesn't even say that they don't have money. That's just based completely upon skin color. So at this point, they said that using this one proposal, it's going to take $569 billion to fund these reparations. And that's at proposals of giving $223,000 payment to every black resident in the state. So there's another proposal going on too. There it is. A similar committee in San Francisco published this draft plans for $5 million payouts. So at $250,000 per person, they say that the taxes are going to be over $500 billion. So if you take that from $250,000 up to $5 million, you can see what that's going to do for a need for more money for the government to take to, like it's set up here, redistribute. And Gavin Newsom's not too good with a pencil, apparently. Gavin Newsom predicted a massive budget deficit for California. All right, I'll go along with that. But reality was even worse. Analysts find. So California budget deficit may be billions of dollars larger than the already big number predicted by the governor, raising concerns about the Golden State's fiscal future, as they should. Newsom announced that California faces a projected budget deficit of $22.5 billion for the coming fiscal year. But that comes on the heels of the previous year where the state enjoyed a surplus of about $100 billion because of federal COVID relief funds. Does anybody really have a problem figuring out where inflation came from? So anyway, apparently Newsom blew through $100 billion, and now they're going to be $22.5 billion short for just this next fiscal year. The Legislative Analyst Office says that Newsom undershot the mark by about $7 billion, and thanks to $10 billion less in tax revenues than expected. I wonder why that would be. That's despite California already having the highest top income tax rate of any state at 13.3%. Indeed, this is interesting. At 0.5% of all the taxpayers in California pay 40% of California state income tax. This is interesting too. In 2020, 1% of the total number of income tax returns that were filed were responsible for more than 49% of all personal income tax that was paid in that year. Wow, so 1% is paying almost half of all the income tax collected in California. I wonder, if somebody's got the money and the motivation to move, maybe it'd be those people in that top 1%. And if only a small percentage of that moved, that 49% that they're paying in is going to really quickly shrivel up. Continuing on with this article, capital gains are also being affected, with Silicon Valley tech companies facing volatile equity prices as they lay off employees and cut bonuses amid fears of a possible recession. Here comes the good part. Another potential issue hurting tax revenue could be the exodus of California residents to other states, particularly wealthy Californians who pay higher taxes. So, gosh, with all that said, who do you think's leaving, and who do you think's staying, and who do you think's going to end up paying all these higher taxes? Kind of makes you want to rethink that best places to retire. So yeah, Vacaville would be a great place to retire, but are those dollar amounts that are thrown out, are those going to be realistic? The $1,500 a month for a one-bedroom apartment, unless there's a shooting, and then there might be more because you have to pay for extra entertainment. I don't know, but wow. So obviously inflation's going through the roof. Obviously, California government, Gavin Newsom is spending like I'd hate to insult drunken sailors, wouldn't I? And now Wall Street owning more and more and more and more rentals. What do you think? Like we said, what are they going to do? They're all about getting the money, profits, returns for their investors, right? So, if you have to be in California, Vacaville is probably not the worst place you could be. obviously, my suggestion is check out some other place. My suggestion is retire to Idaho like I did, and so many of the other people that I've had such a great time helping find a better quality of life. So if this speaks to you and you want to give me a call, please do. I'd be glad to answer your questions. Idaho might not be the best place for you, but how are you going to find out until you start getting information? And that's what we're all about. Everybody on the team has made that relocation journey. I came from Vacaville, and I can certainly answer any of your questions about the difference between Vacaville and Nampa, which is where I live now. And it's a night and day difference. So anyway, please feel free to give me a call. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. I've got Stephen. He's made that relocation journey. Maureen, you might talk to her on the phone too. She's made that relocation journey, and we all settled right here in the Treasure Valley for one particular reason. It's a better quality of life. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. You know the drill, or as Biden would say, you know the thing. Anyway, hey, this is Treasure Valley Dave. Looking forward to helping you get home.